Hi guys, it's Kelly here, and I'm doing a video for Casing Genius today. I'm using lots of Lawn Fawn. The Winter Owl, the Blissful Botanicals, the interlocking backdrops, and then the stitched journaling card die. And dude, I can't even tell you how much I used that thing when it first came out. So I'm glad to be able to use it again. So for Kathy's cards, she said in her interview that she's like really digging owl cards, and she really is. So this was like the only bird stamp I owned, not even kidding. So I decided I was going to use this, and I wanted to stamp it on a branch, but the branches that I had in the Blissful Botanical set both had leaves on both sides. So rather than, masking and fussing around with it, I just wiped all the ink off of one side so that I had a clean area to stamp my owl. I will give you a little tip though. Make sure after, if you're going to do that, if you're going to wipe the ink off of your stamp, make sure that you wait just a minute or tap it with your finger, because if there's any moisture left on there, and I'm using plain cardstock, if you're using plain cardstock, you'll be able to see that like moisture dot. Or sometimes it's gray because you're using black ink. So I wanted to stamp in a few little florals because Kathy did in her first card, and I thought that was super cute. And I did go with a more fall theme, but I wanted some flowers in there, so I put some flowers in there. It is what it is. I didn't mask any of the leaves. I just stamped kind of around each one to fill it in. Since it's not a solid stamp, I would have had to cut a mask for each individual leaf, and I just wasn't willing to do it. So this worked totally fine. I was just really careful about my placement. I'm just finishing up that, and then I'm going to do some distress inking. She had a beautiful subtle background with some triangles, and I think that was a stamp. I don't think it was a stencil that she used in her second card, and I am using the interlocking backdrops from Lawn Fawn to kind of get the same look. So I'm just rubbing on some tumbled glass all over the whole panel. Some of those flower masks were kind of being a little difficult. I just hold them down with my finger and move on. So it's it's not that big of a deal. I put Salty Ocean just around like the top left hand side, just for something a little extra. Oh, apparently I'm around the bottom too. Sorry, my bad. And I wanted to fill in that tree area a little more, so I went in with some mowed lawn just on the right where the leaves are. And even though you're not doing anything but adding color, it makes it appear to be more full. So here's where we're going to stamp the backdrop. I'm using soft pool ink from Hero Arts. If you own no other colored inks, I promise you, if you buy this one, it will be like the only one that you need. I use this for so many backgrounds, like I cannot even tell you. So I just lined it up all the way up the top, and then I'm going to go ahead and remove my mask so I can start with the Copic coloring. This is, I mean, you watch my videos or visited my blog. This is always my favorite part, like just removing everything and seeing your little scene start to take shape. So when I originally started doing this, I was just going to do all the leaves green, and then I was like, that owl was wearing a scarf. Like, you can't put him in the middle of summer or in the middle of spring. He's rocking a scarf. So I decided after this first string of leaves that I did that I was going to start bringing in some other colors. And like I said, I didn't mask them. I knew my background was going to be pretty light. I knew that even the greens that I were going to use was going to cover it, and that I even used some deeper colors to get that more autumn look. So it was totally fine. You couldn't, by the end of it, you can't even see the stamping or the distress ink underneath it. It's possibly maybe the colors are a little more muted than they would be on bright white cardstock, but it wasn't anything that was terribly noticeable. So I just went with it. So I did all the green ones, and then I'm going to put in some yellow. A lot of times when I do fall cards, I like to blend two colors together. I decided that since this panel was so small and it was already pretty busy, I wasn't going to do that. I was just going to stick with solid leaf colors. So I'm adding in some yellow shading, and this is actually a new color combination for me because this YR, I think it's YR23 that I'm using there. It's called Yellow Ochre. That's a new color for me. I just bought it. So I wanted, you know how it is when you get new toys, you want to use them. So I did some oranges here, and I showed an E09. I didn't end up using it on the leaves because I felt like the YR09 gave me enough contrast that I could forego the E09, and I did use it later on in his scarf with the same color combination. But for the leaves, I felt like it was sufficient. And I'll tell you, I'm only showing you the first layer of this Copic coloring. I start with my lightest, go out to my darkest, and then from my darkest back into my lightest to blend. But because it was basically the same thing over and over again that I did on the green leaves, that I showed you in the beginning, I didn't feel the need to continually show you. I just basically wanted to show you each color combination that I was using in case you wanted to try that on your own. Excuse me. Hello. I'm always looking for different color combinations, ways to use what I already have, or if I see somebody had used a combination that I really like and it's got a color that I don't have, I'm always trying to find, something that's already in my arsenal that's very similar, so I don't have to buy another one just yet. I try to be pretty smart about my Copic buying. I'll pick up one here or there. I don't usually buy in bulk. Though somebody just said Michael's had them on sale, but I think it's over, so I missed the boat on that one. Here I'm going to, I wanted to leave the flowers white. I just wanted to bring in some brightness because I struggle with fall cards. So I'm just using some really light C's to add in just a little bit of shading, and then I'm going to color the centers in with that yellow, the YR23. Just to, make them pop a little bit. My camera, I decided, I don't know, maybe I didn't press record. Maybe it wasn't the camera at all. Maybe it was user error. I don't know. But when I started coloring the owl, there's squat. There's nothing. It comes in like right as I'm finishing up. But I did the same thing. I started with my lightest color. I went out to my darkest. And it doesn't even show you what markers I used. I used W1, W3, W5, W7. I just used warm grays. Everything in the card felt kind of cool, so I thought warm would help him, pop off the page a little bit. And here I'm just going to go in and color his scarf. This is meant to be a winter owl. That's the title of the stamp set, which is just like one of the mini stamp sets. I love those so much. Like, they're such good price points, and usually the images are totally adorable. But I just thought the orange would be bright, and it would go, would be a nice complement to those warm grays. And so here I did go in and use the E09 just to kind of set it apart from the rest of the coloring that was in the background. And here, they've already given you the lines to where you want to shade your darkest part. So this is pretty much cakewalk as far as knowing where to lay down your color. And I love images like that help you to figure it out, because it's not always easy to know where your shading's going to go. And this whole card, I didn't even worry about a light source. Didn't really matter to me. I just kind of did what I wanted to do, and I'm still happy with the way that it looks in the end, so I guess that worked out, right? So yeah, Kathy's cards were much brighter, more summery colors, and believe me, I would have loved to have been able to do that, but it's fall here, and it's feeling fall-ish, and I felt like I probably shouldn't be using bright colors. I don't know. It's not like there's a color police or something that's going to come arrest me if I use bright colors in fall, so I don't know why I felt like that. Anyway, I decided to add some white dots. I added a little polka dot to his scarf, and then I just added some fun little white dots to the leaves, to one side of the leaves, again, just to brighten things up. And then I'm going back in with my journaling pen and outline everything. That it just helps everything pop up, helps you clean up any edges where maybe your color got a little crazy. Add some clear Wink Estella to the flowers and to my owl's little scarf. She used glitter paper in hers, and I really wanted to use glitter paper, but I couldn't come up with a way to incorporate it into this card. So I had to settle for the Winkostella. Not that it's not beautiful. I mean, when you say settle, it seems like, you know, you're settling. Anyway, this stamp set is actually from Simon Says Stamp, and I forgot to show you because I was messing around with like 4 different stamp sets. But this is called Giving Thanks, and it's an older stamp set from Simon. And I just heat embossed a sentiment that says, Giving Thanks for You. And in Kathy's last card, she had all this, I mean, it was just this incredible die cutting that she did with all these circles and the black outline, and it was beautiful, but it was just a little too busy with a card panel. So my kind of play on that was just to add like an outline using the die that I will, I'm going to pop up my panel on this green foam and snug it right into that little outline. And after the camera was off, I did end up trimming the card sides down. I just felt like it was a lot of white space. So instead of 4 1/4, it's actually just 4. And then that's the card. I didn't do anything else to it. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys soon. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.